colleges could care less.
Okay, so just starting with item number one, just to review and
I'm
approve
sorry to
minutes.
interrupt. Would you like to just,
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't we have to read something there?
This public meeting is being recorded in accordance with Montana law. All of those in attendance are advised that the public portion of this meeting will be recorded in audio and video format. By remaining in the meeting, those present consent to being recorded and displayed in footage that will be posted on the school district's website. Please contact the district office if you have any questions concerning Hamilton School District's recording obligations under Montana open meeting law. Good today?
sorry, that was great.
Nope, okay. Is there anything else I need to do before we get rolling? All right, so first item, just to review, I'll give you a few minutes. I've gone through this obviously, but if you want to go through the minutes, this is what we would include at our next board meeting for approval. So very similar to what the notes that you had, Becca.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So then the next item would be to get into our, just reviewing our ground rules and tentative agreements. So take a look at the ground rules. I made edits to that, reflecting our discussion the last time.
Okay.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to have one official copy that will get signatures from
Okay,
folks. If you're okay, we'll just do that at the end.
sure.
All right,
This meeting or at the
the
end?
end of this meeting, yeah. For the ones that we are
Okay.
finished with. Okay, so then, ground rules are a check, and then the proposal for 2.5, which impacts 7.1, the probationary period, we had a tentative agreement. We're good there, we'll sign that at the end of the meeting as well, okay? Okay, then, 4.10, the expectation of duties and activities, we had a tentative agreement there. So again, we'll sign that one at the end of the meeting. And then 4.16, in regards to overtime and weekends, we had a tentative agreement there, so we'll sign that at the end. Good there?
Yes.
Okay. So updated or new, this is where we tabled, there were a couple things that, so I've updated, the proposal number, Article 17, the sick bank, with the 45 calendar days in both the initial hire section and the annual open enrollment section.
Okay,
That seems acceptable on this end and doesn't create undue administrative burden, so we would be okay with the 45 days.
We just have a typo here.
We're
It
at,
says spelled out 30 in the first bullet.
so 45 calendar days, initial hire. How do you feel about that section?
So in that packet,
right, so both of them were gonna be 45 days, which was fine.
yep. And then change from contracted work days to 45 calendar days, so, yeah. And then just the language as proposed.
So we're good. Okay,
So tentative 17.61 through 17.63.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, the next couple are things that were on your list. We could skip those and come back to those, or how do you want to go there? Do you want to talk about the 17.9 repayment?
Yep, we withdraw that.
Okay.
And then we'll just, in its place, a simple one that we can propose. We'll give you that proposal here, so. You got a copy? Well, file for Patrick.
Okay.
And Jen, if you're Jen.
Yep.
Snag one
Where you go?
first list.
Okay.
Okay, different proposal, but, so we withdraw the original Article 17.9 repayment of the sick leave bank proposal. And we just want to make sure all the dates are of the current contract. So it shows up on the cover page, page 3, Article 25.1 and Article 33.3 are the only places.
My worry about this is what if the person that borrowed is unable to return to work?
So we're withdrawing this proposal
On the
and
red.
we're just sliding in a different
Okay.
proposal, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So
Gotcha.
I only struck out the
I
initial one, but the whole thing was struck.
So if I'm tracking, you're proposing that the benefit amount be $700 per month. Am I tracking that correctly?
Just,
Article 25.1,
so we're just looking to change the years.
got it.
And
On the
in the
cover
current
page.
contract, yeah, in the current contract, it's $700 per month, so only the highlighted things are
Are changed.
changed.
So you're leaving that alone, changing the dates.
Yeah, I only struck out the old
Okay.
stipend because we don't any longer need it, it's an expired contract.
Okay.
So this is just a language piece.
Any thoughts? I think that's fine.
We can tentatively agree to update the contract.
Okay.
Years, okay.
Yeah, one thought, just curiosity.
Yep.
This amount, where is it?
Right here.
But this amount, is that this year's amount?
That is the old amount in the old contract, so it's null and void. This is actually the amount that is, ready to go for the next year's.
Not this year, not.
So
not-
25, 26 should be 700, right, John?
Yep, it is
So-
correct.
Next
There's
So
no
they're
change
holding
there.
that steady for 26
That's
to
the
28.
number.
Yep, that's the number. Yep. That's the current, that would be the current number, yeah. Good? Agree? Okay.
And we have we have a copy of the article as well, in front of that one. So. Okay, perfect, so our next proposal. Proposal 3. Making sure we're honoring it. I think that works, yes, okay. Article 3.6. This is human rights. Review. Interesting. So in the certified contract, they're given 8 paid union leave days. And the classified would like the same. So the existing language is struck through, and then the new language is in red.
So when you are requesting, just a point of clarification, it's 8 days total. So if there are 4 members who take a day for a meeting, that would be 4 of those 8. Is that correct?
So if there are 4 of us that go to one meeting.
Yeah, let's say
Yes,
there's 4 of
yes.
you that go to a meeting and you meet all day about union business.
Right.
Do we need to clarify that language?
Eight seems a little high, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't say that we have to use those 8 days, just that they are
They're available.
available if we need them.
What's the number now?
1.
1.
So this would afford, potentially people who want, are maybe even seeking to go to an educated conference because they're interested in paraprofessionals, they're interested in becoming teachers, those kinds of things, so. We do see a lot of classified staff, more and more at the MFPE Educator Conference.
So is there a difference between going to a conference versus working, let's say, on preparation for negotiations? Would there be any difference in that?
It's, as it says in there, it's just the discretion of how we want to use those 8 days. So if it was for preparation, that, I think that would be part of the 8 days.
Has there been a notification of the superintendent in the last several years, or well, the last few years of this contract that the 1 day was going to be taken or redeemed?
What happened before I became one of the officers, this round, I have no idea.
Jen, do you recall? No, I don't think that we've ever received a notice of
I
anyone
haven't
redeeming
had
that day since, at least in the last 6 years since I've been here. Which I guess that means that all the work's been done outside of the contract day in the past. And you're not using the work day for any of this.
I guess my point of clarification is this a request for essentially duty leave to go or professional leave to go to a conference versus to do union business for contract negotiations or whatnot, maybe even prep for elections, that sort of thing? I just think that the 8 days is a big leap,
So how
big jump.
do the teachers use theirs?
Since I've been here, they have not. Haven't had that request.
Do we
I
even
don't
have
know
professional leave?
I don't know if they have used union
So,
days in the past.
2 years ago, the certified union sent 2 members to Helena when the insurance trust was just getting started. And there was a big meeting in Helena and a bunch of schools attended. They did send 2 people for that 1 day. But that was 2, if not 3 years ago when the trust was still developing. It didn't have a name yet.
This is on the initiation of bridge, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I would be more comfortable if that was 2 days,
2 days?
yes.
And so if we were to send 2 officers or designated people to an MFPE convention, that basically used write-up.
Mhm.
So where would our wine garden rights come into play?
Tell me more.
Hmm?
Tell me more.
Well, as far as if I get a call from a union member that says, I need you to come sit in on this meeting with my principal or my whoever or whatnot, and I need to leave my position in order to do that because it's obviously something that's hot and going on right now.
We can schedule after the contract day. I mean, we're happy to do that. We normally will schedule it, at like 3:30 or before school if we can. Sometimes members will ask us to schedule it during the workday so that they don't have to stay longer. But if that's something you want to do, we can certainly move in that direction.
And if you were doing it within the workday, if that were, we would still be paying, we would be paying you for sitting in for that. We wouldn't be, you would still be earning your wage.
Right, but do I not clock out as from being the library para that I am and I'm doing something different as far as union business? Or do I just not clock out?
I don't know that we've, have we tracked that?
Yes.
We haven't? Okay, then yes. So you're saying that's not enough. So I think 8's too high,
Okay, how about we split the difference and make it 4?
about 3. I hope that you wouldn't exhaust 3 whole days, sitting in for in a meeting as a representative of somebody in the bargaining unit.
If you want to come back to it, we can, if you'd like to.
Yes, let's do that. And give me some time to think on it. So you're offering me 3 days.
Yes.
Okay. Our fourth proposal is Article 2528, you saw it earlier. That is the insurance, these here. Thank you. This includes changing the date for, per our second proposal, but here we've got new language, a reopener for if insurance rates increase above 6% in a year, which I'm aware that the Bridged Health Alliance isn't going to increase or decrease more than 8% in a given year. However, if it increases more than 6%, somewhere between 6 and 8, we'd like the opportunity to get together with the committee and negotiate the district's contribution, which currently is $700 per month.
questions? Anything? I'm comfortable with that. But
You're the money guy.
Is it the base medical rate increasing more than 6% or the district contribution coming in at like less than 6%? Like between the difference, because right now there's a pretty substantial difference between the contribution and the premium. So would this be if the premium exceeds the district contribution by 6%?
No, if the
premium,
premium, and I think, yes, okay. So the language has insurance premium increase. So it'll just be based on the insurance premium increase.
And you mean the medical, not all the additional?
And is it based on individual, family plan? Is there,
Yeah, there's like 4 plans.
It's good to know. That's right. Thank you, Dave, for sending all that, insurance information ahead of time, so we can take a look at that. It might be,
Are they just asking to negotiate, or are they asking automatically?
no, just to reopen,
right,
right?
Just reopen.
Reopen.
just to reopen that, only this article, this provision in the contract. But we can define it better. So what was your assumption, Dave, when you read this?
I was thinking if premium rates increased by 6%, then we would come back to the table and have a conversation.
Right, and so when they increase, premium rates would increase across, they'd be the same rate increase for no matter which plan you had, correct?
I don't know that that's
Yeah.
true.
It's not true.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so then it would be per plan, per, any premium increase then. If that sounds right. So we wouldn't touch the ones that didn't have, that had a 6 or lesser increase.
So the district contribution of $700 would remain the same for any of the other 3 plans
Yes,
if one goes, Jen, is that feasible?
That's not feasible.
no,
I mean, that's essentially discrimination based on the type of plan or how you choose to insure your family, so that wouldn't be anything we could do.
good point. So how can we reword this reopener so that it's non-discriminatory?
I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could say the average increase exceeds, across the plans that are
Average
offered.
increase for all premiums across all
Okay.
plans.
Does that work?
Because is that typically is that basically the language with the Bridge Healthcare Alliance?
Well,
because
it's new for
they-
us, so we don't really,
Yeah.
we don't know, we can't predict what it'll be like next year.
Well, we don't know and we can't predict it, but are you assuming that they're working on an average increase because they've said that there will be no less or, there won't be a
It won't exceed
fluctuation?
it, yeah.
They've
So
capped,
it is an average.
We don't.
capped that up or down, but we don't know what their rate increase will be for their premium increases next year. So just point of clarification, if Plan 1, 2, 3, and 4 all average a 5% increase in the crop cost or premium, we would not be reopening. But if they were 7, we would be reopening.
Yep, 6.1 or higher. Yep. What do you think, Pam? About the average?
That's running pretty much the way that we've always done it when we had Blue Cross or whoever, is it not?
Bridged?
Not, well, no. In the past, when the district has paid for the insurance stipend or the part that the district
Yeah,
receives.
the district will contribute to your benefits, and then you go through and you select your medical plan or decline your medical plan.
Right,
You select your disability coverage, your dental, vision, or
Yeah, Jen could speak to that more
The
than
ancillary
anybody ever.
coverages.
Yeah,
So that's going to include the, as you said, the ancillary, or is that just straight on the medical that?
We were only talking about medical, I
Right.
believe, as far as the percentage for the reopening clause. But just to be clear, $700 at this point, if your members are insuring just themselves,
Mhm.
they will have additional money to put towards ancillary coverage of their choice.
Okay.
So
And if you took your $700 and you were going to do your family,
you're.
you
gonna
and one
need
child,
$700.
I mean, you have $700 period.
Yes.
Right, at this point in time, to cover whatever.
Can I clarify, it doesn't cover whatever, it would only cover medical, vision, and dental,
Okay.
pre-tax contributions. The district cannot contribute to anything that's a post-tax deduction, and all of those GAP ancillary products are all a post-tax contribution, so they would be 100% like on you as a person.
Mhm.
So the district contribution can go towards an HSA, a 403B, or a pre-tax deduction, but we cannot do any of the post-tax ancillary
Okay.
products.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. So I'm thinking about adding in some clarifying language here. If medical health insurance premiums average and increase more than 6%, I'll just write it down here.
Okay.
So if medical health insurance premium averages increase more than 6% in a year. Let's see. Does that muddy it up or clarify it? If medical health insurance premium averages increase more than 6% in a year. So is that correct in saying that? Or do we need to have it as?
So, and also, it says, comma, the insurance committee will need to reassess the district contribution. But you're talking about opening negotiations. So the insurance committee is a different entity. This, I would think it would be the negotiation committee. but-
Okay. It can be the negotiations committee. The insurance committee is defined in Article 25.1. So, and that's up here, let's see, no, that's not right. That's where the dollar amount is, the district contribution dollar amount is. The insurance committee is defined in 25.2. A committee comprised of 3 union teachers appointed by the teachers union and 1 administrator, 2 union classified employees appointed by the classified employee union, and a school board member will recommend the insurance carrier policy, the 125 plan.
But that would not be the committee that would be
No, that comes-
negotiating.
Okay,
So
so it would be this
it would
negotiations.
be this, because you're talking about changing the district contribution, not the plan that's chosen or recommended.
Okay, that sounds great.
yeah, that group chooses who our provider may or may not be.
So instead of insurance committee, negotiations committee, will that be
Mhm.
clear enough? Okay.
So I suggest we update that proposal with new language and bring that back to our next meeting.
Okay. Okay. All right, so our fifth proposal, and this may be the last one that we've, well, what we'll do is we'll make sure that you get an outline of the remaining proposals that we won't have time to cover. But the last one we'll introduce, if that's all right. There is 15 minutes left. Did you want to get one more in before we?
If you have one ready to go?
I do,
Let's go for it.
okay. Okay, Article 21-1, that's paid holidays. Is this where that goes?
Yes.
Message system. Thank you. And the proposal is to acknowledge the legal holidays. Oh, that's right. I also have the Montana Code printed out as well. So Martin Luther King Jr. Day and President's Day are currently days off in the calendar. I don't know if you've approved next year's calendar quite yet.
We have.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Are those days off on that calendar?
I believe so.
Okay. They are this current year, of course, and so let's see. I'll get you the Montana Code. So they're legally recognized in Montana as holidays that can be paid. That's great.
We don't have an obligation to follow the statute on those days.
And then this is just the contract language as it is.
Well, I understand the request. I would, honestly, that's something that I would need to consider because there's a financial note to that that's significant. That's a financial liability for the district that would impact what we would be able to offer in compensation for sure.
Okay.
I would suggest that we table this and we discuss what our agenda looks like for our next meeting. And then we can come back and address the insurance, the holiday pay, and then looks like we both want to discuss our attachment A. And I would give you my proposal today for the attachment A, but I would need to modify it considering the holiday pay. I'll just be honest, the district is not in a position to do all of that. We're in a situation where our general fund is declining. And so we need to be cautious about financial obligations and need to really consider that. We want to take care of people as best we can, but best we can is we're not thriving at this point.
So when we discuss the holidays, then that would be done when we're discussing the monies.
Yes.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay. So we're trying to get all proposals out on the table today. How do we want to?
Well, I think we need to modify our ground rule that we have, that our next meeting we will allow new proposals and
Okay.
discuss those things that are financial obligations.
Okay. I think we can do that.
I think that's a great idea.
Is there any consideration for extending the time of the meetings? 1 hour doesn't seem to be sufficient in our last meeting and this meeting. Are you guys
So
open to
maybe
it?
our next meeting, we extend our time a little bit? Could we extend to 2 if necessary?
I think so, in order to,
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. And then we're going to assign the TAs that we came up with. Let's see.
Yeah, so let's use, if you don't mind, use one of these packets, if that's, unless you want to use yours.
That's fine.
Just do that, decide that one, and then I'll get it.
Do you want to just modify this ground rules TA and then sign it?
Sure, yeah.
We'll
Just
do
change
that.
it to 2 hours, and proposals are allowed at the third
Third
meeting.
meeting. Okay, so I crossed out second and wrote third. And
60 minutes.
so we'll cross out 60 and do 120.
Mhm. Okay.
And today's May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Okay. And then we'll do the probationary employee.
Yep.
Okay, to 180 days.
and then 4.10 and 4.16.
Okay. Okay,
This works for us because we'll send people, not Monday, Friday, but Tuesday, Saturday.
Just double check to
That's what I
do.
thought.
Sure it's- I think it's good, but you can just read through and put typos or anything like that, and it's signed. Yeah. If you go to,
All right, so when do you think? Can we squeeze in a day next week?
I think so. Do you have your calendar on it? Here it is.
Wednesday would be ideal. Although we do have a board meeting. We do have a board meeting on Wednesday. But we could do this before that.
And Monday or Tuesday's always good for me.
so what were you looking at?
Wednesday, May 13th, starting at 4, ending at
6.
Oh, you want to do it before our board meeting? Yeah. Fine with me.
It was 13th, what about you?
Okay.
Okay.
There's a few pages in there for you to sign.
So,
That works? Okay,
and what time, I guess?
4 o'clock
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock,
through 6 o'clock.
okay, 4 to 6, May 13th. Wednesday. Okay, perfect. This is first and
I
last.
just thought if we, the third meeting, we were going to be able to, if there was anything to add, that would.
I think that's all of them.
So, and these are, you can forward the email to her, or you can just give her these paper copies, whichever you want. And then also give this. Okay. That's,
Thank you.
this is the last meeting, this notes, just, I think we Probably already have those, but just in case you don't.
All right, so May 13th.
May 13th.
Thank you so much for.
We're ready to adjourn?
I have not, I'm not graceful enough